All right, so welcome to another edition of Sticks and Scotch. Today we're on location at the Eagle in Texarkana's very own Eagle, the Bourbon Bar. And we have a special guest, Chris Fuller, who owner and operator of the Eagle. And as always, my co-host, Mark Lumen, and we are sitting here today with Chris to discuss his new bar and how he got into it and, kind of go from there with this. And we also have our own old fashions that we were going to toast to good success.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
And we kind of just want to know, how did you decide to get into this?
Well, my wife and I have been big supporters of the downtown businesses here, and I've been here about 5 years, and when I came here, I fell in love with the downtown area, and we were honestly, I wanted to open some kind of business here. I wasn't sure exactly what I wanted it to be, but we were driving downtown one day, down Broad Street, and I said, you know what, we should open a bourbon and wine bar. And Texarkana needs a little more upscale place, and places that we like to visit when we travel and things like that, and places you see in bigger cities. And it just kind of snowballed from there. It was more of honestly more of a tongue-in-cheek kind of comment. I don't know how serious I was about it at the time or how serious she took it, but as the weeks continued to progress and we talked more and more about it, we got a little more serious about it, and then we started looking at possible buildings and things like that. So that's really how it was born. It was kind of a just happenstance comment that turned into something that we ended up pursuing.
Oh, nice.
So you mentioned coming to town 5 years ago. What's a little bit of your background? Melissa is your wife.
Yeah, so Melissa has been, she's been in this area for, since she was about 10 or 12 years old. She grew up in Ashdown, graduated from Ashdown High School. She taught she was a teacher for 27 years, taught at, I think she started her career at Queen City and then moved to Redwater and taught the last 20, 21, 22 years at Redwater, teaching kindergarten. She retired a couple of years ago. I grew up in Cincinnati, Ohio, lived there for a long time, and I was a baseball scout, and I actually owned my own scouting service, and I was down here working, and that's how we met.
I was about to. That is great.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. A batting scout. That goes along. He wants to start a sports deal here, and that you know a lot about sports.
I know about football.
I
know about football, just the Cowboys.
Chris probably knows a lot about.
Well, I like to think I know a lot about football. I probably don't, but but I certainly know the ins and outs of baseball. I was in the scouting business for almost 20 years and did some scouting work for the San Diego Padres and Kansas City Royals before I started my own scouting service. So, but yeah, it was a good gig. I no longer do it. It was time for me to move on to something else, and that something else is the Eagle.
Yeah.
Okay. So back here, y'all just mentioned in passing about having a place like this, and what started happening that turned it into the.
Yeah, well, when we really got serious about it, we started looking at buildings downtown, and for us, downtown was the only place that we wanted to be. So much potential here, and at the time, I felt like it was the right time. You could kind of see the push to revitalize the downtown area, which is exciting, and we wanted to be a part of that. So in January of 2024, we had looked at this building. We looked at one across the street, one down here. And we just kept coming back to this one because it felt like the right place. Now, you certainly had to have some vision because it was in bad shape. In fact, if you know the history of these buildings on Broad Street, there were two buildings that used to be attached to this one, and both of those have been torn down. The one because it was in really bad condition, and then the other one because they damaged it and tearing the first one down. So, but yeah, this building, like you could tell, it just had the bones that we were looking for, and we kind of envisioned how we could set this place up to be different than anything that exists here, and just kind of fill a niche. And we've kind of adopted the slogan, big city feel in downtown Texarkana, because we've had so many people tell us that this reminds them of a place in New Orleans or Charleston, or we had two gentlemen in here last night from Dallas, like this reminds us of places in Dallas. And we had somebody in here yesterday that said this reminds us of a place we go to in Kansas City. So that's kind of what we were trying to bring to Texarkana, is something that you might find in a little bit bigger city, but this town deserves to have that too. So that's what we wanted to bring.
Yeah.
How long did the process take?
We bought the building in January of '24. It took a while before we had to have structural engineers come in and look at it. We had to have what am I looking for? We had to have it inspected for asbestos and lead-based paint and all the things that go along with these old buildings. And so that process took a while. The abatement testing, which is what I was talking about, the structural engineer, and that stuff. The renovation process really got underway probably in May of last year, but really in earnest more like June. But we were pushing 19, 20 months on this thing from the time that we bought it till the time we were able to get it open.
Yeah.
And before I get to the other question, this is not all that you have.
Yeah.
Correct. Yeah. So the second floor, which was really scary to go up on when we bought it, it was an old dentist office up there with 12 rooms, which I assume were examination rooms. The dentist office was in the front part of the building, and it still had the dentist door with his name on it.
Oh, wow.
When we bought it.
Did you keep it?
Yeah, did you keep it?
Unfortunately, it wasn't in good enough shape.
Oh.
It was in pretty bad shape, but as was a lot of the stuff in here. But we kicked around. What are we gonna do? I mean, it's 3,300 square feet up there. It's a big space, but we kind of kicked around like, what are we gonna do? We thought about putting like a private event space up there or what, but ultimately we decided to put loft apartments. We have 5 apartments. They're all 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom on the second floor, and we were able to keep the original brick walls, and a lot of that was covered up with plaster, so we were able to take some of that down and expose the brick walls, and gives it kind of a industrial type feel. But we have the 5 apartments. They're all rented. We have one that my wife and I stay in from time to time, usually on Friday and Saturday nights because we're here late. That we also have on Airbnb because we only stay there a couple of nights a week. But the other 4 are long-term rentals, and they're all rented. So
you're not only a bar owner, you're
A landlord.
Yeah,
Landlord.
yeah. So, but all of our tenants have been, it's quiet up there. They've been ideal tenants, and so that part of it's been good. It's just when you take on a venture like this and you tackle one of these old historic buildings that need a lot of love to get back to life. And when I say that, I'm talking about nothing mechanically worked in this building. The HVAC system, the plumbing, the electric was old, the old knob and tube, complete fire hazard.
The only thing that was working was probably the bricks.
Yeah. I mean, you know,
And he had to have
that's
those,
the only
he had
thing
to
that-
have those checked out. to make sure that-
yeah, the structural engineer had to look at those. But we were able to, you know, we were able to keep, like, this floor is
It's
the
beautiful.
original
Yeah.
floor in here, and you just can't find that, you know, that type of flooring anymore. And it's not perfect, but which I think adds to some of the character of the building. But it's certainly good enough for us to keep it, and so we've tried to keep as much of the historical, you know, the windows on the second floor, old, you know, double hung, single pane wood windows that they don't make anymore. And it's tough to find people that know how to work on those types of things, but we found a guy in Conway that restores old, you know, classic windows, and he came down, took them out, took them to his shop in Conway and repaired them, brought them back and put them back in. So we've tried to keep as much of the history of the building that we could while still updating it to, you know, modern standards.
But it's beautiful.
Thank
I
you.
mean, it really is. When you walk in, you feel comfortable. The leather and the ambiance is excellent.
The old fashions aren't bad either.
Yeah, the old fashioned are very good.
Yeah.
You know, you mentioned having to do electricity and plumbing and just getting the HVAC. Did you, for other individuals that may want to come downtown and keep growing downtown, did you find the city fairly easy to work with compared to?
They were.
Or is
Yeah.
It's just a bad question.
Well, no, it's not a bad question. They have a job to do, and you know, it's.
We can always edit it out later.
No. I'm not. I don't have anything bad
No,
to say.
I always hear about other towns that
Yeah.
are
Yeah.
extremely hard to get permits and move forward. And
wasn't
that
real
kind of
wasn't real difficult to get the permits, and I think I was in this year's leadership Texarkana class. I wanted to learn more about the place where I live now, and one of the most exciting things that I learned in that class is that, and it doesn't sound like it's always been this way, but the two sides of the state line are really working together to try to bring economic growth to the city, to both sides of the state, to revitalize downtown. And honestly, downtown revitalization is a big factor in attracting new business and new industry here.
Like a city's growth.
Yes.
Yeah.
But so the two sides are working really closely together to try to attract companies to locate here, to bring more jobs to the city, and things like that. And it's, you know, it's refreshing to see, because it doesn't sound like it's always been that way here. It sounds like in the past, I mean, it's been more of, okay, Texas side, we're going to take care of us. Arkansas side, we're going to take care of us. And there's no collaboration to try to better both sides of the state line at the same time. That is definitely ongoing now. But the inspectors here in the city and everything, they're first and foremost, they have to make sure that these buildings are safe for people to come into. And so if they, you know, if things have to be inspected and things have to take time, and we had some things that had to be corrected, you know, things that weren't exactly the way that they wanted them to be. But I get it. It's, you know, like I said, their job is first and foremost to protect the citizens and make sure that they're not walking into a building that's, you know, that's dangerous. And so from that respect, we worked closely with them. Our contractor worked closely with them, made sure we were doing everything the way that it needed to be done.
And really my question was based because there are several other buildings downtown that could use some TLC.
For sure.
And, you know, if people wanted to come down. It
It's
sounds like it's not as rough as it could be other places.
yeah. I mean, it's a big financial investment.
Yeah.
It is. I mean, we probably could have built something cheaper than we
Well,
than we
renovated.
renovated this building
Yeah.
because we basically, you know, we had a shell.
Yeah.
But we had to bring it up to date, you know, completely on the interior in terms of getting rid of a lot of the old stuff that's non-functional anymore. So, um, you know, it's a to tackle one of these buildings. It's a big undertaking. It's a big undertaking, and hopefully, um, as more and more continues to happen down here, there's more residential spaces being. I know that the Wrights are down there at the old Coliseum building. They're putting like 20 apartments in there. David Peavy, who's got the Texarkana building over here, the old Texarkana National Bank. Hopefully, something's able to happen with that. He's done a lot of demo and stuff over there, and has plans to make apartments and condos. So it's an exciting time for downtown Texarkana.
I think so.
Yeah.
It looks really good. So we kind of walked through most of this. Operation, you know, we discussed a little bit beforehand about how you chose to operate it as a bar, and you know, so operations. Tell us about your operations.
Yeah, you know, it's we like to call it a lounge because it definitely has a lounge type feel. At the end of the day,
These big ass chairs.
yeah, the nice comfy, you know, leather chairs, and when we had the guy that built our bar, and I've got to give him a shout out. His name is John Taylor, and you'll see him in here from time to time sipping on some scotch.
Shout out to John Taylor.
Shout out to John Taylor.
I know John Taylor.
He is awesome. He built everything that's wood in this building. He built by hand. So the bar,
Oh, wow.
the fireplace that's behind us, the inset wine case over here, the lockers that we have over here, the vanities in the bathroom, the cabinets in the apartments. I mean, I could go on and on. But I told him, you know, we gave him like a picture of the bar that we had in mind. And I said, this bar needs to be the focal point of the lounge, and it needs to make a statement. I think it does. I think we accomplished that. But at the end of the day, we're a bar. We're not a full restaurant. We do offer charcuterie and a few appetizer and dessert options. Just if you come in, you want to munch on something, you have that option. Our seating is more lounge type seating. Could we have squeezed more tables in here? For sure, but that's not the vibe that we were going for. We're going for the comfortable lounge vibe, which is why we have these big oversized leather chairs and different arrangements of seating, because we want that's the type of vibe we wanted to create, the type of atmosphere we wanted to create. We don't offer, you know, the way that our seating is set up, it's difficult for us to offer table service. So when you come in, you order at the bar, bartenders take care of you. You know, our drinks they're delicious, but they're time consuming to make. They're handcrafted cocktails. But I promise you, you're going to get a good, consistent drink. And I think if you're advertising yourself as an upscale lounge, that's an important piece of the service part of this. Good consistent drinks, and that's what you're going to find here. But that's kind of our business model. You know, comfortable seating. You know, are you going to come in on a Friday and Saturday night and maybe have to stand and, you know, get a drink and stand until somebody leaves so that you can get a seat? Yeah, because we've been busy. But that's, you know, that's the way we kind of designed this. The other thing is, and we talked about this before we started recording, we have a rock star bartender team.
Yeah.
Billy, Grace, and Madison, they're all really, really good, and that's a big piece of this. When you're not a restaurant, you have to do, you have to be good and keep people coming back. And for us, that's good drinks. That's a good whiskey selection, you know. That's a good wine selection. But we designed this so that when we hired our 3 bartenders, and God love them, when we hired them, you know, we thought we were going to be open in April. They stuck with us until we actually opened 1st of August.
No, I was gonna ask you that, open 1st of August?
Yeah, that was our first official date for business. But the way that we designed this is, you know, the tips are going through them, and that's by design because we want to keep them because they're really good.
Yeah. So August, so you've been open almost a month. Pleased with the business or foot travel in and out of here?
It's been phenomenal. I don't think it could have. We could have imagined, Melissa and I, that this is the kind of reception we would have gotten from people. I mean, we've had so many people tell us that this is exactly what Texarkana needed, and they've been waiting for some place like this, and that, you know, it just, I could go on and on. It's just been overwhelmingly positive.
And to support that, I'm a preacher of downtown, and I have not heard anything but really good reviews from anybody that I've spoken with.
Anybody that matters.
Everybody matters.
Everybody matters, but some people matter more than most.
And everybody said something, I haven't had anything negative.
No, I haven't.
And that's good. I mean, because the first weekend was just crazy. And I know, you know, we're aware that there were lines for drinks, but when everybody wants to check out a new place, and you know, we have full staff every Friday and Saturday night, 3 bartenders behind the bar. You know, it's everybody's here at once. You're gonna have to wait, but I feel like for the drinks that we make, our bartenders are, you know, efficient in getting things out, and we service people as fast as we can, fast as we could. But we've settled in. You know, the first weekend crowd was crazy. The last 2 or 3 weekends, we've kind of settled into a little more. I mean, it's busy. It's really busy, but it's not the mad rush that, you know.
You got a groove going.
Yeah. But it's busy. But I feel like we're doing a good job keeping up with the traffic flow.
Tell us about, I'm sorry, Mark, but tell us about some new and upcoming features that we talked about earlier.
Yeah. Some exciting things. We have an outdoor space planned. It was something that we wanted to try to get done with our opening, but as we moved into where we knew we were going to open at some point during the summer, we kind of pushed that back and let's just get open because nobody's going to sit outside here in June to August anyway.
Yeah.
So,
and just so you know, just put that into a little side note there is whenever we interview him again, we'll be outside smoking on the sticks.
Yeah. We have plans to make an outdoor cigar lounge, as well as, you know, some non-smoking space.
Right,
of course,
right.
when you're outside smoking, it disperses and it's not too intrusive. But yeah, we have plans to do that. This is why we put the doors over here on the sides of the building, so it can lead out to yeah. So it can lead out to that patio. We'll have a fence around it, and I think it'll add to what we have here, and it'll add to the seating capacity that we have. And you know, so many people have asked, you know, about cigars and whiskey, because what's a better pairing than cigars and whiskey?
Sticks and Scotch.
Sticks and Scotch. It's the name of this podcast. But so yeah, that's the plan there. And I'm a cigar guy myself, so I can't wait for that too.
Well, is there anything else that you'd like to, or have you thought about that we haven't asked, or, I know at the end, we at least want your address.
Well, tell us about Pappy. How'd you get a bottle of that in here?
Well,
Oh, yeah.
I-
Well, explain it to them.
I'll just say this. I know a guy.
Okay.
I know a guy. I can't give all the secrets.
All right.
Yes,
You know.
he has a very rare bottle of whiskey over there. Is it bourbon or is it whiskey?
It's-
I don't even
well,
know because
well.
I can't drink it. 'Cause
All bourbon is whiskey, but not all whiskey is
it's
bourbon.
bourbon.
Yeah.
So what's on the label?
We have the Pappy's 15-year
Yeah.
bourbon over there. It's a really hard bottle to get. So one of our locker members, who's actually a good friend of my wife and I, he's getting ready to retire from the Longview Fire Department. And so as a retirement gift to himself, he said, if you can get me a bottle of Pappy 15-year from my locker, I'm in. And I thought,
I have a question. Now he says, can you get me a bottle for, what's the cost?
He didn't-
Or,
Okay.
because I could probably get you a bottle if it was.
Okay, so-
if you want to put down an
It has
extra
a
few
weight on
thousand.
it, does it not?
what's that?
A weight on it? Like you.
A
lot
weight
of times
list?
You got a weight list. that
Well,
you-
so there are allocated bottles and there are extremely allocated bottles. This is an extremely allocated bottle.
Okay.
So it's tough to get, especially here.
Yeah.
If you lived closer to Kentucky or, where 95% of the world's bourbon is produced,
Yeah.
you have a better chance of getting a bottle. But here in where we're located, it's a tough get.
It's so hard. Good selections are hard to find
Yeah.
around here. I mean, to be
So,
honest with you.
so I went to work and I got him a bottle, but I said, "Here's the price," and he said, "I'm in," and it wasn't cheap. I'm not gonna say
No,
how much
no,
it
no.
was,
Yeah,
but,
no.
I
but
know.
to him he was willing to do it, and I was able to get it. So, but yeah, that goes back to I know a guy.
Yeah.
And it always helps to know a guy.
It does
Or a person.
sometimes more so than any other thing.
What's your favorite selection you got up there?
My favorite, man, I'll tell you, it's a mid-high priced bottle, but it doesn't get a ton of recognition, but it's really, really good. I really like the Booker's. I don't know if y'all have ever had it or not,
I have not.
but
Never have.
The one that comes in that box case?
yes,
Yeah.
Yes.
The wooden box?
Yes.
Yeah, I was going to.
it kind of slides up.
Definitely on the list to try. My coworker bought it at the Navy Exchange, but he hasn't touched it yet.
It's a good one. We had a gentleman in here last night, and he said, "Give me your recommendation on a bourbon," and I told him Booker's, and he was really happy with it.
Yeah, okay.
The other one I really like that we have in here is I like a lot of them, but if I had to pick a couple that stood out, the Elijah Craig 18-year.
Okay.
That's a really, really nice bottle. And we've sold a lot of that. And of course, we have the Pappy's 10-year. You can't go wrong with the Pappy's.
Yeah.
And we've sold a
Do
lot
you
of
have
that
that
too.
behind the bar?
We do. I'm looking at it. Right there on the top shelf.
One of these days we're going to have panorama and we're just going to, yeah. But right now you guys got to come in for yourself to see what he's talking about because I promise you it's great.
And
I
your
appreciate
address?
that. That's a good, I'm glad you brought that up because we've had people say that Google sends them back here somewhere. 116 East Broad Street. You can't miss this. If you roll down Broad Street, you're going to run into
You're,
our building, the front of our building.
right across from.
Right across
From Potter and Marks.
Right across from Potter and Marks. Yeah. Shout out to my attorney.
Our father.
Yeah.
I love you
Yeah.
both. Well, we appreciate you spending a few moments with us, telling us about your place.
Yeah. Why not?
I will
I would
say
ta-
that it's a great place.
Oh yeah.
Thank you.
I
Thank
would
you,
do
sir.
a disservice without offering the Manson Brock lessons.
Hey,
That is our quote unquote sponsor. Not really, but
let's do it.
I assume I can't go behind the bar.
You can go back there and grab a glass.
Okay.
I've already drank mine, so it don't really matter.
On the look on the cocktail workstations toward face me. Down.
Okay,
Yeah, you got them. Now I've never had this Scotch, so
I am not a Scotch lover, but I really like this.
Okay.
And my Scotch is Fetich or Levitt, and this is the first I had this, and I thought it was.
You want it neat?
yes.
I give you a little bit.
Now y'all are gonna drink some with me, right?
I am.
Okay.
I am too.
Okay.
I mean, I'm about to use up your bottle. So.
Might as well.
116 is what you,
116 East Broad Street.
because I really didn't know what that address was either. But I know where it is.
That's the main thing.
Damn. Oh, you did. You ghosted me. You didn't even bring me a glass, did you?
Oh yeah. No, I ghosted myself. Guys, I only got 2 hands for it. Cheers.
Cheers.
Thank you again for all
Yeah,
this.
enjoyed
Thank
it,
you.
Chris.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. I did too. And yeah, why don't you all tell them about like what your motivation is behind the podcast and.
Well,
and-
part of it, it just started out as something to do. But lately, like, especially since we interviewed Caleb, kind of want to just do something around, promoting downtown businesses and that aspect of it,
Yeah.
I'm not saying we have a ton of subscribers by all means, so if you do see this, watch this video, please like and subscribe.
Absolutely.
But, that's not what I'm in it for. I'm just in it to kind of, shoot the shit with people, have a drink. If I can promote your business, if you get one customer out of it, new customer out of it because of me, I think it kind of did its job in itself.
I think it's great.
To Mark over there, he was looking for something to do, and
Yes,
I
I
was-
was 100%. We started this thing with what was I going to do?
yeah,
Bar hopping.
yeah, that's what it was. It was the original idea.
That was the original
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
Was to find me a hobby, and my end result was life is pretty much my hobby. So, but downtown we frequent a lot. Know most everybody down here. Just met you in the last since you opened,
Yes, sir.
but most everybody I know very well, and I just thought, well, it'd be nice. I knew a lot of stories about down here, and I thought that it'd be nice for other people just to kind of learn about what's going on.
Yeah, I think it's awesome.
Yeah.
And my wife and I, we're all about the downtown area and whatever we can do. David Peavy and I, and we're good friends, and the more things there are here to attract people downtown, the better for everybody.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you said it before we started recording that, there were people out walking around last night everywhere downtown. And when I first moved here, that wasn't the case,
Right. Yes.
And I think that's awesome. I think it's a big part of taking Texarkana to another level. And honestly, a big part of big part of the downtown revitalization too was getting the Grim done.
Yes.
You know, um, it's kind of been the centerpiece. It was the centerpiece of downtown back in the day, and that was a big step, I think, towards spurring some other development downtown.
Forever it was probably Hopkins and Zapata.
Yeah.
You know, or in, I don't want to leave out Verona's.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just had brunch there this morning.
Yeah, it was kind of those three, and now Jason came down with.
Cafe Lucille,
Yeah.
Cody.
Pecan Point.
Pecan Point.
Yeah.
They had been here for a while. And
Joe's came
What
back.
Joe's. We
what
had a
I
pizza there last night.
would
Yeah.
like to see is most, I'd probably say 70-80% is down on this Arkansas side. It'd be nice to see it grow on down Broad and Front Street.
Well, there's Cody Barling owns the Wild Hare. New venture down here for like a Nerf war. You know,
I played
thing.
golf the other day on that virtual.
The teed up golf
Yeah,
lounge
yeah, I
with
played there.
Lance.
I walked while my wife was getting her nails done, you know, downtown. I walked all the way around.
Yeah,
And you
I don't
know,
somebody, do you have one?
yeah. If I was gonna, I should have.
He's got one.
got one what?
We do have
A
a.
golf.
Oh yeah, golf thing. You know, yeah, I had no idea. You never.
We
said
have two
anything.
places in
We have two
Texarkana.
places apparently that you play virtual golf.
And I apologize.
And right here, no, you're good. And I didn't even think about bringing it up either. But yeah, we have a private golf room, golf simulator room back here. We call the Golfers Lounge. Fits 4 people comfortably. We have like 75 courses you can play on it, or you can just hit balls in driving range mode and get all your ball swing data and all that stuff.
That's what I did yesterday.
You may tell you why it's really cool to a person like me, because I'm not a golfer, so I can get
Yeah.
back there and just slam.
Just let it rip. But yeah, I mean, what's better than bourbon and golf?
Yeah.
Other than maybe
And cigars.
bourbon and cigar. Well, unfortunately,
And golf.
unfortunately, you can't smoke back there. But
Yeah.
but yeah, we've had people renting it. You can book it online on our website. It's $40 an hour for
That's how much they charge.
Yeah.
What's your website?
eagletxk.com.
Okay.
eagletxk.com. You can book it online. You can call us here during business hours. We can reserve it for you. The other thing I should probably mention. Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, what are your business hours for those?
Yeah, Wednesday and Thursday 4 to 9, Friday 3 to 11, Saturday noon to 11. And on Saturdays from noon to 3, we do a Bloody Mary bar, which we set up a bar that we have shrimp and bacon and bourbon brown sugar bacon and hot sauce and horseradish and peppers and anything you want to, cheese, anything you want to throw in a Bloody Mary, you can throw it in your Bloody Mary. It's been a hit.
We'd love to go to Dallas because they have bars like that, not a one in Texarkana. So I'm glad to hear you are.
As far as I know, we're the only place that does a Bloody Mary bar here in town, and that's
to that extent for sure.
yeah, every Saturday noon to 3, and we have a mimosa bar that we set up too with different juices, and that we do that Saturday noon to 3 as well. But yeah, it's business has been great. The community has been so supportive. You know, you two guys, of course, but it's been so supportive, and we can't be more thankful for the people in the community that have gotten us off to a successful start.
Well, we appreciate it. Thank you, Chris.
Guys, thank you for having me. Oh, by the way,
What do you think? Yeah, I meant
it's
to ask.
delicious.
Thanks.
Oh.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's.
It's a little better cold, but it's good now.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm a drink it neat guy. So
Yeah, me too. Well, yeah. But anyway, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think this is some good stuff. I appreciate you doing this again. Obviously, we've had some problems in the past. Well, not with you, obviously, but with previous guests. And so thank you for being a man of your
What
word.
the heck are you talking about? We have not had a problem with anybody. Everybody's been beautiful.
No, I'm talking about showing up. Everybody's been great that we've had, for sure.
I'm not getting involved in this discussion.
I'm not either.
Anyway, yes, so please come visit the Bourbon Bar, the Eagle, and yes,
116 East Broad.
yeah,
16 East Broad.
and theeagletxk.com. We got bourbon and virtual golf. And please like and subscribe. if you like
And
this stuff.
apartments, but they're
Oh,
all
and
taken.
apartments.
And they're all taken right now.
They're all taken.
But a VRBO, which overlooks Broad.
Yeah, sure does.
So,
Yeah.
I mean, if you think that you can't make it home one night,
You
Here's
know,
a place
get on
to go.
Airbnb.
If you drink too much bourbon at the Eagle, you can
Yeah, you go upstairs.
just ask us.
All right, well, yeah.
Appreciate it.
And hey, next time we'll definitely do it on the outside.
Out in the cigar, and smoke a couple of sticks
Yeah,
while we're
yeah.
out there. Yeah.